So I was just scrolling through my Instagram and I came across this post from this very artistic looking page, The Mirror. This page has got in its bio, resistance is not crime, it's a duty. Very well said. It has shared a post, billionaires shouldn't exist. Billionaires, billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Anil Ambani, they shouldn't exist, and the reasons they are giving for it. Human brain has not evolved to understand large numbers. 1 million seconds is equals to 11 days, but 1 billion seconds is equals to 32 years. And this is one of the reasons why billionaires shouldn't exist. There are around 10 reasons given. They basically revolve around the fact that billionaires are these capital amalgamating, accumulating monsters who are not letting the wealth flow from top of the pyramid to the bottom of the pyramid, whereas where the general population or more common people lie. Okay, so it has got a lot of reasoning behind it, that there is such number of uneducated people, so much of poverty, so much people struggling with diseases, and they are not well, health is like this and that, and if the billionaires donate this much of amount, it will solve this much of eradicate this much of poverty, do this, do that, would cater to so much humanity. Now the person who had shared that post actually is a highly qualified individual and has really been through best of institutes in India academically, and I personally rate him or her above me in academical qualifications, because at one point I was myself cheating from his or her answer sheet. But what pains me, what really worries me is the fact that posts like these get passed off as opinions, कि भाई उसका ओपिनियन है, तुमको क्या लेना देना है, what have you got to do with it, it is his opinion or her opinion. Problem doesn't lie here, problem lies with the motive of that page, The Mirror. Just look at it. It is a page posturing as this rebellious group, woke group, aware, full of aware people. It has got resistance is not a crime, it's a duty as its motto in its bio. Okay, this is typical brainwashing technique used by communists all around the world for hundreds of years now. What are communists? Communists are people who want to grab your wealth, the wealth of both rich and the poor, in the name of distributing it equally amongst all of them. And why am I against it, or why a liberal progressive society be against it? Liberal open free thinking society should be against it because it has time and again proved to be a failure. China was a communist state. It is still officially a communist state, but nothing about it is communist. It is one of the most capitalistic state in its nature. Russia was a communist state. It disintegrated. Why did it disintegrate? Because one of the Russia was up there in terms of technology with the USA. But why did it disintegrate? Because they ran out of money to fund their institutions. Venezuela, which country produces the most oil, or which country has reserves of most oil? No, not these Arab countries, not Saudi Arabia, not Russia, not Iran, not Kuwait. It is actually Venezuela. But they too are communist. They describe themselves as socialists, but socialists are ultimately people who are communists but are scared to say that in open. Venezuela went bankrupt because they fell into this trap of distributing wealth equally. First of all, when Bill Gates earns his money, he earns his money through his own talent. When we say that we live in a free society, sorry, that implies that we are free to explore our talent in whatever way possible within the purview of law, to generate as much wealth as we can for ourselves and the society. When Bill Gates earns $1 billion, he doesn't just earns $1 billion. He earns those $1 billion because he has the capacity and the talent to manage that money as well. He has that talent. If today I receive $1 billion in my hand, I won't be able to make the most of it. To make the most of that $1 billion, it requires the talent of the caliber of Bill Gates, not of Aditya Vikram Singh or some Tom, Dick and Harry. So we cannot go around just distributing money equally amongst the society just for the sake of it. A person is earning $1 billion. You must have heard about people who have this post of financial managers. What do they manage? They manage finances. Why do they manage finances? Because they know how the money should be put to optimum. I have ran out of words to say. These highly literate people, but their brains are size of peas. When an Ambani makes $1 billion, that money percolates from the top to the bottom of the pyramid, according to the talent of the people who position themselves in that pyramid according to their own talents. If they are talented enough, they would be lying somewhere up there in the pyramid. If they are not talented, they would be lying somewhere near the bottom of the pyramid. But ultimately, that money will percolate to the bottom, and you cannot, catalyze this process just for the sake of distribution of equal wealth. For example, if I give a beggar 50 rupees today, that beggar will go and buy that desi tharra and consume it and go and lie down somewhere in front of the car to be hit by Salman Khan or somebody. That beggar has got no sense of optimum utilization of that 50 rupees. My intentions would be honest and very liberal I would be very liberal when I would be and generous when I would be giving him that money, but he won't be able to make full use of it. If I will give him 10 rupees, he will do what is important for him, what is his basic necessity. People in Cuba is also one communist nation. It is still a communist nation. Cuba, country from where Fidel Castro, one of the great communist revolutionary leaders, comes from. If you will go to any convenience store in Cuba, you won't find things of daily essentials, things of daily use like biscuits. If you go there, like detergents, like soaps, bathing soaps, cleaning material, grooming materials, you won't find them. Why? Because there is no concept of matching demand to supply. There is demand, but there is no supply. Why is there no supply? Because government has taken control of all the wealth, and now government has not been able to put that wealth to optimum use. And what that does is that fails to ensure the optimum supply, because when you need supply at large level, you also need to engage people, give them jobs in completing manufacturing goods and trying to complete that meet that demand. But government is unable to even pay for those jobs, and that is why there is scarcity of jobs in Cuba. There is scarcity of products which we use in our daily lives. Thank you very much.